Hello and welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be taking a look at a gorilla of a beer. That's right, it's a kind of a new beer from my favourite ape-based brewery, Blue Monkey, just down the road from me in Nottinghamshire, and this is Silverback. Now, it's new, but it's not entirely new. They have brewed it before, but it was a very long time ago, and I think I've tried it once, and I think it was at a beer festival, so I can't remember at all what it's like, but I'm pretty excited they've redone it. It's a true gorilla of a beer, really, not only in name, but it is an Imperial Stout. And not only is it an Imperial Stout at 10.5%, so it's doing the figures proper, it's also in a 500ml bottle, which means there are no less than 6 UK units in this bottle, which is, well, it's big time. So yeah, not only is it strong, but it's also pretty damn big as well. Let's get into it. So here's a quick look at the bottle. Standard Blue Monkey style there. Silverback with the Blue Monkey, well, chimp, which is technically not a monkey, but let's not talk about that. 10.5% and more information on the back as normal. We'll get into that in a bit. All right, let's get it open. Nice smoke off the lid. Blue Monkey glass, of course. Huge aromas just as you pour in this. Big, rich, deep, just big, roasty coffee vibes. In the glass, though, there is the absolute faintest kind of 1 mil of red bleeding through the bottom of this, but otherwise it's absolutely pitch black, kind of a not even quite a half a finger off-white foam head on it. But I mean, 10.5%, that's not going to stick around, is it? So let's not worry about that too much. But yeah, otherwise it looks absolutely fantastic. So aromas. It's actually quite a lot more delicate than I was expecting. When I opened it, it was big, heavy roastiness, but actually there's a creaminess to this. Soft vanilla, sweet coffee, of course, a big dollop of boozy tones as well. I reckon this is going to be impactful but oddly drinkable, which, given there's basically an entire pint of it, we better hope so. Right, let's get into it. Cheers. Ooh. Wow. Wow. Okay. That's not going to come in and tickle you with sweet maple glazed pecans and peanut butter toffee crisps and whatever else people are putting into Imperial Stouts at the minute. I'm a big fan of those styles, by the way, don't get me wrong, but that, wow, that is no nonsense. Huge tones all the way through it. That sweetness and kind of gentle aroma, well, it's still there, but it's absolutely crushed together with a relatively strong coffee here, although it's not too roasty, it's just solid. Lashings of licorice, and there's a real lingering, I don't want to say bonfire toffee because it's not sweet enough, but kind of a fiery, just super deep roasty malt end to this that sticks around forever, basically. I think I might not taste anything else again. It's still there now. I mean, just stays. It absolutely just stays. I'm glad I couldn't remember what this was like, because this is next level. It just is. Right, so let's do a top to bottom taste test. So initially, slightly sweet, touch of vanilla, even a little nutty at the front of the tongue. Second phase, you start to get the impression that this is not going to be just a sweet, sweet ride. Big bit of bitterness comes in, and you start to get hints of that licorice, along with a bit more of the complex malt profile. Middle section, actually surprisingly clear. It kind of cleans out a little bit, ready for inevitably quite a big finale. And then bit of a spike, not as heavy as you would think, a little bit more bitterness, and then you get that big roasty coffee and sweet coffee. There's always arguments for chocolates in stouts like this, but it's not really where I'm going with it. It's much more roast and coffee forward, and it's finishing with just lashings and lashings of roasted malts, a hint of coffee, a hint of licorice, and it's just like an amped up classic stout almost, which is obviously what the origin of an Impy stout is. This is, rustic's not the right word because this is well refined, well balanced, but it's a tip of the hat to the traditional, and which ultimately is a thing that Blue Monkey do pretty much like no one else. There's oodles of flavours in there. And to be honest, I think as I get through this, I'm not finishing this all on camera because, you know, I won't be able to stand up afterwards. But as this warms up a bit, I had it in the fridge. I left it out for half an hour before starting it, and then I'm just going to let it warm up gradually as I enjoy it. And I think those complex flavours will start to unravel. Wouldn't be surprised if we start to get a bit more vanilla. The booze might start to come in a bit more once it's warmed up. It's kind of got a little bit of a booze sharpness, but again, it's not solid. It's not really there. There's just a tip of the hat. But I think you could pick out almost infinite flavours from this beer. The ones I've talked about are just the ones that are really pushing and standing out to me right now. But this could be quite a journey, I reckon. And I just realised I hid the bottle for half of that review, and I don't know why. So let's take a look at it. On the front it says Silverback 10.5% Imperial Stout from Blue Monkey Brewery. On the right hand side it says Blue Monkey Brewery. Since hitting the beer world in 2008, Blue Monkey has gained a powerful reputation by winning more than 100 national awards. The ingredients are water, malted barley, wheat and hops. Please drink responsibly. Slightly difficult with this style of beer, I guess. BlueMonkeyBrewery.com, and they are in Nottinghamshire, NG16 2UZ in the UK. And on the other side it says Silverback Imperial Stout. Silverback is a rich and complex, initially sweet, followed by rich dark fruits with chocolate and molasses, making this smooth, dark and luscious. Interesting. So, initially sweet, yes, absolutely. Followed by rich dark fruits. We'll come back and see if we can pick any of that. I said I didn't think it was particularly chocolatey, but the molasses, it's kind of making sense. I'm still going more with licorice, but all of those flavour profiles aren't really a million miles away. So yeah, we'll go with it. As I said before, there's 6 UK units in this bottle. Again, 10.5%, 500ml, and the best before is April 2023. It is now February 2022, so it's got more than a year on it. I wouldn't half be surprised if it lasts a bit more than that, to be honest, given the strength and the way that these things can be conditioned. Now, that is all it has to say on the bottle, but I have to say, this is an incredible basis. And I know Blue Monkey have got a tester kit, pilot kit recently. I think that in 12 different guises with just a few additions here and there could produce something absolutely fantastic. So hopefully that happens. So let's come back to it. Firstly, has it changed? It's still kind of delicate and sweet on the nose, and on the taste it's warmed a little. The booze is coming in a little bit more. The booze is a little bit sharper, and now I've read the label. Is it dark roasty malt and licorice? Is it molasses? I'm not really sure. It's all kind of in the same ballpark, but the flavour notes as it warms are definitely getting stronger. So what I'd say is, if you like incredibly potent Imperial Stouts, drink this at cellar temperature, room temperature, whatever. If you're new to them and you're not quite sure you're ready for it, chill it down a little bit, and then it might be a little bit more accessible. But that is a very, very good beer. And that really is all I have to say about it. So if you happen to try this, let me know in the comments below. But otherwise, as always, thank you very much for watching. As always, if you enjoyed this video, please like it if you haven't already subscribed, if you will be so kind, and I'll catch you next time. Cheers.